All right, welcome back, everyone. Joe and Mike, buildassetsonline.com, coming at you. Mike's got the Palo Santo, right? Is that the same one you've had like for 10 years?
No, this isn't that old, but you gotta have the set and setting right, Gotta clear the energy, especially for today's episode.
Yeah, I mean, we're going on a
Important.
trip in today's episode into our blog financials. I actually did a pretty detailed report, Mike, and I was thinking as I was
Wow.
doing this report, um, we're going to decide in this episode, am I good at SEO or not? The answer is probably not. But when I was doing this report, I was thinking about how, man, like it's so
You should
much
just
more.
trade crypto.
Yeah, it's so much more fun when you make your first $1,000 online. Anything after that, it like starts to get boring. Like then it becomes, after you've
It's really the
established.
business.
Yeah, like I'm making all these charts. Is like it's annoying. Like I'm doing financial reports. I got to worry about accountants and taxes and QuickBooks.
Yeah, that's where we're at, Joe. I mean, we just started, we just wanted to have fun, make a few sales, get some traffic, get some affiliate commissions to come in. All of a sudden, hey, all of a sudden, we got to have boardroom meetings, we got to have accountants, we got to have, all these things. What happened?
I don't know,
I
Mike,
just
but
want to make a few sales, mate.
I'm hoping that we this is a big transition period for us. For those that don't know, are we getting off
We're
topic here? Just
transitioning.
rambling. Yeah, we're transitioning. When we first started, it was all about adding to that top line. How do we make more money, more money, more money? I'll organize it later. I'll figure out the key metrics later, all that kind of thing. So, but now those things become more of a priority and really an essential part of the day-to-day business. So we're trying to master those things. This episode will maybe be reflective of that. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, if you guys are here in the chat, give us a shout. I don't know why no one's here yet, Joe. I thought this was an enticing thumbnail. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to hear about the SEO entities and what you learned out there in the metaverse.
Well, there's no drop shipping in the title, Mike, so don't expect too many people to show up.
Yeah, but income report,
That's true. That's
income.
that's true. So, should we get right? I send you the sheet, right? You can look at it.
Oh yeah, I didn't open it.
Yeah, you can
Screw
open
you.
it.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Here we go.
All right, so I'm gonna make ourselves a little smaller here, and I'll go line by line, trying to describe to the
What
people listening on audio
what
what
kind of document is this?
it's an Excel document.
Is it an Excel or is it a document?
It's an
No, it's a
Excel
dot. It's a
document.
dot.
Is it a CSV? No, it's a
It's
.xlsx.
that's Excelix.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was previewing it on Slack and it looked all wonky. All right. Wow, this is informative. All right, let's go.
All right. So
Well,
we got
Joe. Actually, we had the thumbnail with the entities. I said you were going to talk about the entities. When are we going to talk about the entities?
All right, so let's give a quick backstory on the thumbnail and the SEO entities. So, in the world of blogging, in the world of SEO, there's a lot of terms and topics and buzz. These things that people think matter to Google, and then there are these tools built around them. So, SEO entities is one thing, and basically what it means is that, I mean, well, it's difficult to explain in a short sentence, but Google likes to see that, say you're covering a topic, say you're covering the topic of drop shipping, that you're covering all of the subtopics of drop shipping so that you can become an authority on drop shipping. And that's the best way I can explain it. But basically I've kind of taken that concept, I've applied it to some of our sites, and I don't know what else to say besides to talk about the income. The second I think I learned something about SEO, so a lot of the concepts I feel are different than the actual implementation of what people are doing. One of the things that I noticed that people are doing that is popping up a lot lately, like I mean a lot, are these AI. I don't know if it's the same person behind all these websites. Maybe I'll pull up a screenshot.
It's the same AI.
Yeah, so there are these AI websites, these people who build these sites on these expired domains and just get a ton of traffic. So let me actually I'll type one in. I'll show in Ahrefs. I'll pull up a screenshot. So one of them is called everythingwhat.com, and people can pull this up. And according to Ahrefs, this site gets 1.9 million in organic traffic, and it was started around the beginning of 2021, late 2020. And also according to Ahrefs, it has around, what's it called? How many pages does it have? 200 times 100. It has over 20,000 pages, probably way more than that actually. But basically, I feel like it's all AI generated content. It probably is. But the fact is someone has broken so many of the SEO rules that you learn about, like entities and whatever. And they've just thrown so much at one site, and they rank for keywords like who is the black girl in Polar Express to what is 2/3 of a cup, or how much should a 14-year-old girl weigh? So it's like they've taken all these keywords, best place to buy Pokemon cards, every single, I don't know exactly how they did it, but pretty much any topic you can think of was thrown at this website, and they get a ton of traffic for it. Now, would they get as much traffic? Would they get more traffic if they were doing stuff like entities better and siloing better? Maybe they would, but I don't know. It just shows you that, concepts aside, there's a lot of things that can work, and implementation is always a bit different than the theory part of things.
Well, there's also the question of, will this withstand the test of time, right?
Yeah, that is.
I mean, there's, when you do something like this, when you go out and you try and blaze a new trail in SEO, whether that's like AI content or, any of these things, like an update can come that can say, okay, maybe Google's AI has a way to combat the AI content, and Google finds that, and they're okay, no AI content. They want to discourage AI content.
Yes, right. I pulled everything up on the screen. You could see the incredible increase in traffic there. But yeah, who knows if it's going to be sustainable? It's just one of those things where I like to see what's going on. So I like their concept of just throwing up so many pages, and they get a ton of natural backlinks as well, because people will look up, they'll look up something like who's the girl in the Polar Express, and then cite everything like writers from other sites will cite this AI site, and they'll get all these natural backlinks simply by the matter of they have so many pages. So yeah, that's that.
Facts.
So being exposed to so many different ideas and being exposed to so many things that are happening in the real world, just researching by talking to people, happenstance or whatever, it makes like anything, it makes the implementation, a little confusing at times, not knowing the best way to implement. But what we're going to show today in the income report is just where we've gotten and where we're going.
Yeah. So you met the entities, you asked them for the truth. What did you ask of them?
I told us that we need to get to 30,000 per month in revenue from display ads and affiliate income, and they haven't gotten us there yet. But I feel like
Did you
we're
make
close.
The sacrifice?
I made a lot of sacrifices, Mike.
You sold your soul. Well, let's see what it's produced.
Yeah, I feel like we're close, and I feel like we're gonna get there. Now, one thing I will note was actually around this time last year, when I looked at this, I was kind of disappointed. We actually had around 16,000 in revenue last year with everything, which is the difference between this year and last year in November. it's not as big of a difference as I wanted, but then I remembered that we sold 3 sites in that time period. So we have 3 sites less this November than last November. So we sold one site for 30,000. We sold another site as part of our Kindle business, and we sold another site just for like $1,000. But all that, if we still had those sites, we would have more revenue this month, but we don't.
Yeah.
So that's just something I noticed that I looked at. I was like, what? And then I remembered that we sold 3 sites. So
I can't believe we have 12 sites.
yeah, well, some of these I split up, and I'll explain that. So let's
talk. It's like a dozen.
Yeah, there might be a few more actually, but these are the only like ones that were relevant. But like I want to one of these was a site that I split up, and we're going to talk about that because it's pretty interesting. So let's get into site number 1. It's a general food and garden site. First site we ever started. It's been a huge conglomeration of topics, trying different strategies. This site has been the testing ground for a lot of things. It is our site with the most traffic and the highest domain rating, the most natural backlinks being generated, which is why I feel like it's the primary target I think this site can get to 30K per month on its own soon. So I would love even 20K per month on its own. I feel like that would be a big accomplishment. But so this site made 8,647 in display ads. 1,000. So let's just say in Amazon Associates total, it made around 1,800 between UK and US. Probably made a little in Canada also. Skim links, it made 533. I actually merged it with a smaller site that I made, so that's responsible for the skim links revenue for this month. And so total revenue was basically $11,000 for 300,000 sessions. And so the revenue per 1,000 sessions is $36. The revenue per page, because it has 2,600 pages published, is $4.22. However, many of the pages were published, I would say, in the past month or two. So that number should increase because many of the pages that we've published recently, we published a large amount of pages recently, and obviously those don't have much traffic yet. So that's a part of the equation there.
Joe, I think these revenue per 1,000 and revenue per page numbers are pretty important. I mean, the revenue per page, I guess we could talk about at the end and like talk about that as a metric. But the revenue per 1,000, I mean, I'm actually pretty surprised by some of these numbers that are coming in here. So
yeah,
I'm I mean, I don't want to skip ahead. So, but one thing I also want to add is I'm looking on the Empire Flippers marketplace for I'm just looking at businesses for sale with Amazon Associates as one of their monetizations.
Mm-hmm.
And the multiples are quite intriguing.
What are they at?
I'm seeing 50x, 42, 46, 54, 46, 53, 44, 34, 43, 39, 43, 45, 45, 49.
So this site, this first one, I feel has, in terms of the type of topics that can be published on it, I would say, just based on what we've been doing, is pretty much unlimited. So there's so many more topics to cover, so many more foods to talk about, so many more, like, I don't know, there's so much to do. But so I feel like the strategy for this is just going to keep publishing and keeping the, the silos really, working on the silos, building more relevance, publishing a lot more on the same topics. But, and we do get a good amount of natural backlinks on this site. So I feel like that should just increase over time. And, I don't see why we won't hit 15 to 20,000 revenue on this site alone in the near future. I hope 6 to 8 months. I feel like that'll be a good, I would be very happy with that. Because this site has really been, it's the first site we ever made. So for it to get to that point would be like it would come full circle if we managed to do that.
Yeah, and I mean, keep in mind, I think because of the site's age and the diversity of traffic, I mean, we have a number of monetization, we have ads, we have affiliate, and like a lot of pages. So I think this would at least get us 48x.
Yeah, I would hope. And like so,
And so I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, not we're going to grow it before we sell it for sure, but you know, I think it's people underestimate when we talk about SEO. It's not as sexy as drop shipping, but realistically, I mean, we have this site that makes us, it's making us 5 figures a month. It's already about a $500,000 sale potentially.
yeah, I mean, let's hope
it's way easier to run than a dropshipping store.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope it stays at these revenue numbers. We're in a high revenue month, but this site also has a lot of topics that do better outside of the winter months. So let's hope it stays consistent, and I'm thinking it will. I think because of the growth that we've backlogged with new articles, I think it should remain at this level and hopefully grow.
Solid.
So the next site is a UK site that we bought. I hate this website. I can't sell it. No one wants to buy it. It's made our money back, I think. Yeah, I think it's definitely made the money back, but total revenue.
Yeah.
But it's just no one wants to buy it. It's not the site's not well. The few I had one buyer I talked to, he was interested in it, and he basically said it's not like niche down enough, like because this site has been through so many iterations of, and the other factor is that it's not growing. So in order to get it on Empire Flippers, I've only tried to sell it on like other marketplaces, but to get on Empire Flippers, they need to see that revenue increase and the traffic increase. Whereas it's been, it hasn't been doing that. The traffic has been kind of on the decline, which I guess doesn't make.
Why is it not being niched down enough a big deal?
That's what this guy said. I don't believe he was he was a noob. Like he didn't really know much about this kind of thing, but yeah. I think the main barrier is just the revenue.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the revenue per page here, it's pretty shit.
Yeah. It's got a lot of pages that just don't get it. Like we bought it that way. It has like just a ton of pages. I put some affiliate content on it. That's what makes most of the money. Maybe I should put more on it. I mean, I'm thinking about changing up this site. Maybe kind of doing a whole, I don't know, maybe changing the domain name, doing something just totally different. I don't know. But again, it's not a top priority because I feel like I'll just take the income for now and focus on the sites that I feel have bigger potential.
All right, splendid.
So it earned 582. It has over 3,500 pages. Revenue per page was 17 cents. Revenue per 1,000 sessions was $11.98. Compared to the last site, the revenue per page was $4.22. So that compared to 17 cents, could probably get the revenue per page up on this site, but again, just not that excited about it.
Yeah.
Site number 3 is Dropship Blog. It's a external site that relates to one of our dropshipping stores. This site made $337 from display ads, $648 from display ads, and total revenue was $984. Total sessions, 14,472. Revenue per 1,000 sessions is $68.11. With 292 pages, the revenue per page is $338. So, yeah, I mean, we don't
$3.38.
Yeah, the revenue per page. Yeah.
You said $338.
Yeah, sorry, $3.38. $3.38 was the revenue per page for this.
So,
site.
Joe, does this site relate to one of our stores, or is this a website that
relates to one? It's the
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so combined, On top of this total revenue, that it's made almost $1,000 in the month. It's also generating us sales, dropshipping sales that we're not reporting here.
Yeah,
Essentially,
and we shifted a lot of the SEO focus from this external blog to the store itself. So that's another reason why this site has not gotten much attention.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I would like to grow that. I mean, I feel like this site, I mean, I am interested in growing it, but I feel like, again, because it's related to one of our stores, I almost feel like I want to get like a big exit on like the first site first, and then we can take
Yeah,
some of
because this
the,
isn't really, you can't really sever this from the whole. You can't just sell this site because it's totally related to
yeah,
another site that we own. So,
exactly. So the way I'm
um,
looking at this one is, let's work on that. Let's work on selling one or two of the actual, like the sites that we could sever off. You know, hopefully get 1 million plus in revenue from that, and then we can easily take 100, 200K, throw it at this site, and then this site can become a behemoth of its own. But yeah,
yeah,
that's my thing for it, because I think the revenue per thousand sessions has a lot of potential. Is the revenue per session on this site is great, just given the nature of it.
yeah. The revenue per thousand sessions is really good. I mean, $68. I think that's almost tied for second best.
Yeah, and this is, I
Right.
mean, this site does very well this time of the year as well. So it's this site, I would say, is inflated compared to like the first one. I don't think is, as inflated, and it's not gonna keep growing these next few months. So okay, so any comments there?
Uh, no, I think I said all my comments.
Okay,
So yeah,
site number 4 is a hobby site. Now this site was actually broken off into all of the other hobby sites besides for site 12, which only made $88 in revenue anyway. But this site is a hobby site that I broke off into 5 different sites, but this is still the primary one. So this site made $1,190.58 with display ads, $286.40 from Amazon Associates, for a total revenue of 1,476 and 25,959 sessions. Revenue per thousand sessions, $56.90. 190 pages. Revenue per page, $7.77. So this is one of our, I would say, best earning sites in terms of per page and per session, and one that I feel, I've made some. So this site is actually growing, and if you look at, if I just pull up like the past couple days, it's gotten over 1,000 sessions or 1,000 page views. So that's definitely some, in the past, like maybe like 15 days ago, it was in like the 700s, 800s. Now it's hitting 900 to 1,000, because I did publish a decent amount on it in the past few months, but and I built some links to it as well. But I think I'm going to ramp this up. Going to be going for some higher volume keywords at this point, because I have a writer, and I was kind of having the writer split his time between the first site and this site. But the writer is really into this particular hobby, and I'm noticing that he just writes so much faster for this site, and so I'm putting him full time on this site from now on. And I'm going to publish every topic that can possibly be covered. So my goal is to hit every keyword, hit every topic within reason, and then see where it is, and then possibly just keep pumping links to it.
so you're saying this site number 4, was split into site 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Not 12, but yeah, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay. And so do you feel like that decision helped the website grow? Number 4.
Um, well, it obviously lost some traffic, but it because it lost the traffic from the pages that were split off into,
Mhm.
but now it's growing again. I feel like the relevance is helping it grow at this point since it's so relevant. So, if you look at the Ahrefs for this site, it's really, it's on the up and up, and I think it's going to continue to be that way.
Yeah. So we also had a website that was like related to drop shipping, but it was for like products that we didn't actually sell.
Yeah.
Is that on here?
So I merged that with Site One. So that site has its
Wait,
most.
what?
Yeah, I told you I merged it with Site One.
You're like a mad scientist.
It added
All for
$533.
confusion.
It added
Uh-huh.
$533 to Site's One revenue.
Okay, that's purely based off skim links.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because I mean, I wanted to talk about that website because I think it was a pretty interesting concept that we tested out, which was basically for everyone listening, we made a website that was specifically focused on only like high ticket dropshipping products, and so we were monetizing it through skim links, which allows you to send affiliate to like Wayfair, House, Home Depot, like all the big boys, right? So you get like 5% commission um, when you do that. And so you're saying, Joe, that we had that website. What was it making before the merge? Did it
well,
change?
it was a partner website, and so the thing was I wasn't sure if we were going to get paid for some of this stuff because skim links took so long to pay out. Like we were getting affiliate commissions from Wayfair, and sometimes it was taking 90 days to pay out from Wayfair. It's just I don't know if it was a situation with supply chain and back orders and things like that. But yeah, so that was a challenge with it. But we have been getting those deposits. So I just basically bought our partner out. I think it was worth it for both parties, because the site was kind of in not in the it was kind of in the red at the time because we had so much backlogged affiliate commissions. But now we're finally starting to get paid for those, and it does seem like it's coming in pretty much in full, which is good.
Very interesting. So, I mean, what was the like amount of pages you put in? Like, I wish we had like a breakdown of that because I think a lot of people listening would be interested in that type of thing because it's like we're really merging
Well, yeah,
you know,
I mean, it was basically.
merging the two worlds together.
I'll tell you what. I mean, I did this like maybe 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, and I feel like the traffic pretty much stayed. None of the positions were changed. Well, actually, yeah. No, actually, I feel the site that before I merged it was kind of actually on the decline, and I feel like once I merged it, because this site has so much more authority, things started improving a bit. Like the positions were more stable and not so much on the decline. And yeah, but it's kind of like out of season right now. So we'll see in its peak season. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, because I think it would be interesting to look at like the revenue numbers per 1,000 pages per page. How many pages did you publish on that?
I think it's like only like 30, 40 pages. So, but the
Yeah,
other,
I mean, you're looking
yeah,
at it's over a $10 revenue per page there, which is I'd say nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's only that'd be among the top of the list here.
yeah. But I tested the same concept out with another site and it didn't work as nearly as well. So I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe we need to lean in.
I don't know. Again, I tested it with another site and
Lean in more.
it hasn't performed as well as. So, well, what I want to talk about actually, because it relates to what you're saying. So I consider site number one to be an open loop site, meaning that I can keep publishing on it kind of indefinitely. But so let's go back to, and the same with the dropship site. I would say the dropship blog, just the topic. can be very expansive. I consider it to be like an open loop site because there's probably tens of thousands of keywords to go after.
Yeah.
But site 4, I think is a closed loop site. So once we cover everything, I mean, there's obviously going to be like to this particular hobby, there's going to be like updates and stuff. But for all the existing keywords, I feel like you can cover them and then have nothing else to cover basically. So I feel like I want to make more of these closed loop sites where you publish all the topics and then you just let it sit there and or build links. So,
yeah, I mean, and you've gone back and forth on those two things, I think over the years on whether you want to have a really big website that you can just continually publish to, or if you want to have like a smaller, more tight-knit site that, has like a set amount of articles you're going to publish, and then you can just leave it, or you can just build links to boost the authority of all those pages. So you're saying right now you're leaning towards which?
Well, it depends on the site. So like the dropship site, so site number 1 and site number 3, I feel like even though we're not going to grow site number 3 for now, if you're putting display ads on the site, there's an infinite amount of topics to cover. Whereas there's other sites where I feel like the top, like, some sites might only, you can cover, like say you made a site about, I don't know, it's like, say you made a site about like paintball. Like, I feel like there's only going to be so many pages you can create and so many different keywords you can go after. So that's, I want to do more of those.
I guess it's good to have both in your portfolio, right? Like, because I think, like with the one big site, I mean, that's our biggest earner, number one. Number two, you have people like John Dykstra that have a similar approach, like with their biggest website. And I think you could, if you're gonna have a site that's gonna be, $1 million site, it's safe to say it's unlikely you're gonna do that from a closed loop.
Yeah.
Site.
Because the open loop sites basically have the potential to, if you like we showed with the AI generated sites that have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of pages, once you have that many pages out there, you're going to generate natural backlinks on a very, very consistent basis. So the sites enter a real growth snowball that you wouldn't get with a closed loop site. But I will tell you, it is a lot of work coming up with the keywords and figuring all that out. That is probably takes up a lot of my time. I mean, it definitely does. So.
Yeah, but if it's going to be, I mean, do you feel like it's worth your time? Because, I mean, you could, like with these smaller closed loop sites, yeah, you could probably come up with all the keywords in a couple hours a day.
Yes.
Right?
Maybe, yeah.
But then is it going to amount to be, if we look at like your effective hourly rate, which do you think works out better? You know what I mean? Because we could just take number 4, right? Closed loop, and we could just make 10 of them.
Yeah,
maybe it only takes you a month.
I don't know. Time will. I mean, I feel like these concepts have gotten realized for us in such long increments of time. So maybe in the next 6 to 8 months, I'll have a better answer for that question of what's better effective hourly rate. I don't know. Right now, I'm just focused on, like I said, I feel like we've established the focus is getting $1 million exit on a blog site, and then obviously we have much bigger exits planned for a dropshipping store.
And then people will take us seriously.
Exactly. But
well, let's move on to number 5 and 6, because those are some of my favorite websites.
Yeah, so site number 5 is a personal growth / relationships, relatively new site. Let me see when the first. I would love to know when the first post was published on this site. see. I think I published like 80 articles and then I left it for a while, and now I'm publishing on this site very regularly. And someone asked in the chat about CPA.
Talk to your CPA.
So someone asked about CPA affiliate marketing. So yeah, the first article on this site was published April 2020. So at this point, I guess it's about a year and a half old. It has 193 articles on it. So last month it earned 1,675 in display ads, 374 in ClickBank, and the total revenue was $2,049. 97,000 sessions. Revenue per 1,000 session is $21. The total pages, 193 pages. Highest, well, actually, not the highest revenue per page, but second highest revenue per page at $10.62 per page. Now, someone asked about CPA. We do have a ClickBank affiliate thing going on this website, but it actually has got, like, refunds have been a problem for it. But the affiliate program, there was another option which I just discovered, is that you can do CPA, which basically, instead of getting paid, so as it was before, I would get paid for, like, there's like upsells and order bumps and stuff like that. So you would get paid a percentage of everything. But with the CPA, you get paid a flat fee, but no, refunds aren't taken into account. So like you get more consistent earnings because you don't get refunds or chargebacks. So they basically pay you to.
For people asking, or people wondering what CPA is, it means cost per acquisition marketing. So essentially, instead of like an affiliate type thing where someone buys and then you get paid out a commission, CPA would be like you get them to like sign up as like a lead, and then you get paid for the lead, right?
Yeah. Well, they have to buy something. And you get a flat $50. But before, so if they only got something and not the upsell, you would make less than $50. If they got more, the main thing plus the upsell, you can make more than $50. But then you're also,
that was like a percentage basis, but CPA is just like a flat, like finder's fee type thing, just for bringing them in the door.
Yeah, and you don't get the refunds taken away, which refunds lost. So in the past 30 days, just looking, we lost like almost $200 to refunds from this. So yeah, we're going to try that out. So I think it's going to be worth it. So now the second site is it's much older. Well, yeah, I wonder when the first, I think it's at least a year older. So it's probably over 2 years, maybe 2.5 years old at this point, but it only has 243 pages. We were partnered with one of my writers that quit. And she, we decided to work together on a site after she quit, and she just she was writing one article per week, and now she's writing one per day. So we're scaling it up, but it made 3,171 in display ads, 5,703 in ClickBank, total revenue $8,874.
Nothing to sneeze at, Joe.
Yeah, that's right. Hold on, is that correct? That seems weird because I feel like there's no way it has the same sessions as site number 1. Let me see.
I mean, yeah, you put the same exact number, so.
I think I mixed some of these. Yeah.
You're cooking the books.
Yeah, no, I did. I did the same exact number. The real number is this: 141,000.
What?
Sorry, 141,000 sessions. So it has much fewer sessions than site number 1.
Yeah. I mean, half as many.
Yeah.
Nice.
Revenue per.
So,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that bumps it up to like 63. 63 per 1,000 sessions. But this one is like by far the highest revenue per page.
Yeah. And so yeah, $62 per 1,000 sessions, $36.52 per page. So really, really solid. Good affiliate program, good topics. We'll see once. Well, I actually feel like Site 5 is close, pretty close in terms of sessions. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, this one is, I think, one of our master works. Is really, I mean, if you compare the pages from Site 1 to Site 6, it has 10 times less pages.
It's one of those things where it's just like there was there was a good affiliate program that you can publish hundreds, if not thousands, of pages on that are relevant to the affiliate program. Now, that is not that easy to find. Site number 5 is similar, but it's not as specifically relevant. Like, I can publish a lot of pages that are somewhat related to the affiliate program and people will buy, but it's not just the sheer volume of closely related keywords to the affiliate program is not there.
Yeah.
Obviously this is something I didn't know how this would work out before I started these sites. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. You know what I'm saying?
Joe, would you ever consider creating our own info product for this Site 6? Do you feel like
I would, but given it's a partnership site, I feel like the motivation is not there.
We'll make the writer do it.
I feel like it's a better ROI for her to just keep publishing rather than go into unknown territory. Because I feel like if we double the pages and we double the revenue, we're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah, these are the bottlenecks of this type of thing. Is like I'm honestly I'm very excited to see what info products could do potentially with different blog sites, and like even using that as a working backwards and like planning out how you can use an info product to create a site. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And building out a site like that.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking actually with site number 1 is so say I'm publishing a lot of like something on how to grow tomatoes, and I cover everything on tomatoes. I'm thinking I could just have like an ebook written on growing tomatoes and sell it within that silo of site 1. But again, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Go on.
It's hard to. So when you first start the sites, like you don't know how things are going to convert, if the traffic is going to come, how much traffic is going to come. So I find it hard to plan ahead of time. I think what you're talking about would be better if you're buying a site. The traffic's there, what the page, the intent of the pages that are getting traffic. Planning it from scratch, I think, not impossible, but would require a lot of brain power.
Yeah, well, even the mini info products, like you said, I mean, it's all about getting that RPM number up, right?
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah, so the key is you have to have a lot of traffic coming to articles with similar intent. That's the key, and then you can drop the info products.
Because if you're selling, say, like an ebook for $7 or something, with the RPM would have to, say you have like the tomato growing silo, right? You could look at like what the RPM is, what the revenue per 1,000 visitors is just for the tomato section, and then you can test. Okay, if I add this ebook instead of I'll remove an ad spot, whatever, or I put some copy in the articles, like all you need is 5 people per 1,000 to that's a $35 RPM. That's kind of matching what you have there. So, but yeah, like doing this is a pretty big undertaking because it's, you know, you got to create the info product, you got to test it out. But I think, yeah, I wish we had like, I wish we were a publicly traded company. You know,
Is that where this is going, Mike? Tell me now.
yeah, we're gonna IPO.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
You're gonna be like Papa John.
All right. So site number 7, which was actually a demo site for our blog course, but I actually put out 50 pages on it, or like 30 pages on it, just, you know, just for fun. A lot of these pages are short. A lot of them are written by non-native English writers, or one non-native English writer, simple listicle format things. And now even shorter things. So I published a lot of, maybe like 90 pages in the past 2 months, just on short things, and they're going to keep doing that. Now, it's almost got 50,000 sessions. It's only monetized by AdSense, and it's only earned $128.28. So the revenue per page is among the worst on this list at 44 cents.
What the hell?
Per earnings per page, and $2.58 per thousand sessions. But I was really waiting for this site to get to the 50,000 sessions mark, because AdSense is really terrible. But now that it's almost at the 50,000 sessions, I can apply it to a better ad network. I can get it on Monumetric or something probably. And hopefully those earnings, I'm hoping it can hit at least 500, 600 at the current traffic levels, which I would be happy with. Considering,
what the hell site is this?
You know the site. This is the site, the demo site I did for the mini blog course.
I have no idea what this is. I guess I didn't watch the blog course.
It has to do with words.
Oh, okay. We got the yeah, we got the insane backlink on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I mean, so this is something that's not publicly, but available to all of our course members, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, nothing to sneeze at. 50,000 sessions. It's just, yeah, the monetization here is a little bit shit. But yeah, I mean, AdSense was also a big problem when we bought site number 2. It was fully monetized by AdSense, and then AdSense like withheld like so much money.
Yeah, so that was
took it away, frankly.
Yeah, so
AdSense is bad. But yeah, like Monumetric, Mediavine, those are a lot more reliable.
The site is not like 100% family friendly, so I don't know if it's gonna get on Mediavine, but yeah, I think if I get it on a decent ad network, you know, it should be, because I think the sheer amount of traffic, given the amount of effort into this site and the effort, like basically what I'm doing now is something similar to the AI thing, where I have a writer, you know, non-English, like non-native English. I just upload a bunch of posts all at once, and he just, you know, short posts, and he just writes them. So I think this site has, almost nearly unlimited traffic potential, but the earnings per thousand are not going to be as good as the other sites.
Can you look on like Monumetric and like Mediavine and whatever and see what advertisements are doing well?
No.
That's proprietary.
Mediavine recently let you see like what pages were doing well, but even that report, it doesn't even show all your pages. So I don't know exactly why, but yeah.
Because I was gonna say, like, if you could see what advertisements and like placements perform really well, I feel like you could use that to kind of reverse engineer how to make content or how to monetize further.
So in that vein, for site number 1, I've been, these past few months, we're going to see how it works. So I noticed a lot of those AI content sites will put out content that's like 100, 200 words long. So I tried a bunch of that on the site number one, and some of it's doing well, some of it isn't. We need more time to see how it's going to do. But my thought is that so the longer the page is, the higher you're going to make from ads, because as people scroll down, more ads are going to show. So that is definitely a factor in terms of improving the RPM, or the revenue per page rather. So my thought was get a bunch of content out there, see how it does. Once it's generating a decent amount of traffic or some good positions, think about improving it, and then adding more pictures and things to make it longer, so that the RPM increases. That was my thought.
Yeah. So I mean, is the revenue per page kind of a bullshit metric then? Because it would probably, I mean, it would cost the same to make 5 200-word pages versus 1,000-word page.
It's not real. I mean, it is and it isn't. I don't know. Obviously there could be more stuff we could talk about in regards to how much each page costs, but I think it has some value.
All right.
Okay.
Move on.
So the next one, this was one that was broken off of hobby site number 4, $41.79 in display ads from AdSense, and $398 from Amazon affiliate. Total revenue $404.67. 9,921 sessions. Revenue per 1,000 sessions $44. 95 pages, and revenue per page $4.64. So this one's doing better than I thought it would do, honestly. And the traffic seems to be going up. Ahref positions seem to be going up. So I'm thinking this is probably another closed loop site. I'm thinking about publishing another 100 pages, maybe 50 pages, and then just letting it sit. But it is affiliate heavy. One thing I don't like about affiliate content a lot is that I feel like it needs to be updated, and I feel like with the Amazon affiliate plugins and stuff, it becomes more to manage than I would like to manage, if that makes sense. Because the plugins can mess up, things break. So that's, I don't know. I want to grow this site, and maybe I will, but again, I feel like there's other ones to be focused on more.
How would you describe the level of management needed for all of these websites? Because I mean, if we skip ahead to the total revenue, it's over 20,000 a month, and I mean, we know what it's like to manage several stores that have done that amount. So how would you compare?
Oh, it doesn't compare, and I could probably do a better job at management. The main form of management you would have to do is, and I'm trying to build it in a way to move away from this, is you might have to update content that's not evergreen, and affiliate links break, especially with Amazon, and I don't do a very good job of checking and keeping sure. I should probably do a better job. So that's something, there's a couple of programs I can get to probably do that, but I've been mainly focusing on publishing more evergreen content so that there's no affiliate links to manage, and it's not if you publish stuff about a laptop, it's going to be irrelevant in a year, because no one cares about a year-old laptop. They want the best laptops of 2022. So I'm focusing on getting away from stuff like that, because I feel like the affiliate content might have higher ROI in a regard, but if you're considering time spent and potential for long-term growth, I feel like I'd rather do more info content.
Yeah, it's better to focus your time on content that will be more evergreen, and that way you can really compound year over year instead of having to replace one laptop article with another laptop article every year.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So yeah, this one, we could just breeze through these next ones. So
let's breeze.
yeah, this next one, I mean, basically, I don't have to get into the details of it, but broken off from the other hobby site, total earnings $166. Another one broken from the hobby site, $180. These are probably going to not do that well after the holiday season. And then the third one is a partnership site where this site is crazy because it's only made $88. I've never seen anything like this before. If you look up this site in Ahrefs, it says it ranks for so many short tail, high traffic keywords, but it's just not reflected in the traffic the site actually gets. Usually
Well,
Ahrefs,
it's getting a lot of traffic. Still, it's still up there.
well, it's only getting 16,000 sessions.
I mean, you say only, but that's pretty good. I mean, that's
Ahrefs says it gets 55,000. Ahrefs usually understates by a big
but
factor.
it still has really low. I mean, it's the lowest in, or among, yeah, it's, I mean, it's among the lowest in RPM and revenue per page.
Yeah, it's not.
What you gotta say about that?
I'm saying it needs to get on. It needs to hit 50,000 page views so it can get on a better ad network. And it's growing slowly, but so like just for context, site number 5, which gets 97,000 per month, Ahrefs says that it gets 26,000 per month. So it gets more than 3 times the traffic of what Ahrefs says. But this one gets almost 3 times less the traffic of what Ahrefs says.
Huh.
And I've never seen that before. So it kind of just goes to show you that, you know, you can look at keywords, you can look at metrics, but until you get in,
So, I mean, is there any other way to monetize this besides for ads?
We tried selling an info product on it, but you know, a ton of work went into it, and it just didn't.
Oh, is this the one we were partnered with?
Yeah. So this one we technically get half the revenue as well, but only $88. So I didn't bother adding it to the total.
Huh. Interesting. I wonder. Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
We had high hopes for this one too.
I know, and I'm thinking. I mean, once it gets to 50,000 sessions, I feel like it's one of those. It's kind of open loop, but I don't know. We'll see. There's a ladybug on my desk.
There's a lot of ladybugs out recently. They're coming in my house. I don't know what to do.
It's weird that they're like some sort of beetle, but they're so pretty.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if you consider the revenue so $26,132. Once you take out our half from the partner site that we split, $21,695. So,
well, Joe, can I so this site is built around a particular topic, right? It's built around a particular game.
mm-hmm.
I'm now searching for that game. I'm searching that game affiliate program in Google.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are some things that I think are not terrible to have as something to try out.
Yeah, we could try it out.
It seems like if you search, like a lot of them are selling kind of the same thing. So I don't see how even by making that like a banner ad would be worse than AdSense.
Well, we don't know. We don't know that. It could be.
I'm saying I think it's worth testing out. I'm seeing 30-day cookie, 15% commission. I'm seeing 30-day 7.5%.
Yeah.
30-day 10%.
We could try it out. I just feel like, you know, again, I like to focus on things because it seems easy to do, but again, I got to apply, I got to check the email, I got to, set everything up. So it's like, until the traffic is somewhere substantial, is it going to be
See,
worth
and
it?
that's the thing, Joe. I think that's where we're at with this game, is that we need to get someone else in to handle these types of things like R&D.
Well,
I'd say with these SEO sites, R&D is very important, because if you think about like the first site, think about how many different things we tried out and different strategies and stuff like that. So it's coming down to the point where to implement strategies is a big task. We're all running out of time.
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely one of the things. I think yeah, I mean I really think if once we sell this one of these for close to 1 million, or two of them for close to 1 million, I feel like I don't know. At that point, I think that would be the good time to make the type of hires that you're talking about, and just let them run things for a year and see what happens.
Yeah. Or again, I'm open to the idea of like buying a website
Yes,
that
definitely.
has traffic, and then you can do the info product thing. So we know how to do info products
Yeah, and
for like,
we're never. I don't ever want to start a new site again. To be honest with you, it's all just going to be about buying a site, because,
yeah.
and again, that's why I'm focused on the existing sites we have, is because I think if I were to start this all over again and I had the funds that we do now, I would buy a site. And I'm just kind of looking at these sites as, even though I didn't implement them perfectly from day one, I'm viewing them as if they're sites that we bought.
Yep. Cool. Let's get to chats. People are dropping like flies, like ladybugs. Josh Matthews said iconic thumbnail. GC said greatest thumbnail ever. Sean the Dawn, what's up, guys? Income report is quite enticing. What's up, guys? CPA marketing, we talked about that. We had Shane Dudka pop in. Love the spreadsheet. Shane's
had a
maybe
few nice sized exits.
that he has. I don't know why we can't replicate it, Joe.
Yeah,
You gotta get a head-to-head battle.
I mean, it's a bit. To be fair, I feel like he started a year or two ahead of us, and so it's like that kind of time frame is a big up. So hopefully, when we're on even playing field in terms of that, it can even out. But we'll see.
We'll get Shane on the show. AJ, have you explored trying to use paid traffic to accelerate the growth of your recurring organic traffic? I remember hearing from some other blog site people that is good sometimes.
Well, I was thinking about it for sites, the sites with the affiliate programs that make money, like the info products. You can't.
Yeah, the issue is. Sorry.
I was thinking about doing like retargeting on like social media or something like that, but again, is it worth charting into unknown territory versus focusing on more of what I see is working? That's always the question, and I don't know the answer.
A lot of affiliate things, or display ads, stuff like that. Like, I mean, we could look here at the revenue per 1,000 visitors. It's not that high relative to, say, like a drop shipping store. It's not even really close. So you can't really compare it, because if you're going to run traffic, I mean, you have such a thin margin you're working with for the majority of these websites.
Yeah.
If you're going to make high ticket commission, then yeah, it's helpful. But I think also, like, if you, like with the drop shipping thing, if you have paid traffic going, I think it increases your organic rankings for that person. Like, if they're searching for something and you're relevant for it, you're more likely to come up because they visited your website.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it helps. Joe, please share your thoughts on latest product review algorithm update.
Well, I think I already kind of said that I'm moving away from those type of things, so I haven't really paid all that much attention to it. So yeah, but I feel like in general, stuff like product, it's just not the strategy that I necessarily like am focused on right now. I don't know. I feel like it's not the. I feel like the stuff like the stuff that we see for like Site 6, Site 5 info products, whereas it's not like affiliate heavy keywords like best laptop, or I feel like that's where I have my sights set on rather than focusing on like Amazon affiliate articles or like even Wayfair affiliate. I just I feel like Google. The truth about it is this: is like when it comes to product focused keywords, Google, they want to take up that real estate. When you search for a product, say you search for like a food processor or something, Google wants to take up the Google shopping. They want to take up the text ads because there's a lot of stores that sell that stuff and are willing to bid on that kind of thing. But when it comes to info products that solve like a personal problem or that aren't necessarily related to physical products that people don't bid on with Google Shopping, I feel like that is the territory that I'm looking to go to, because just think of the idea, like I don't want to compete against Google for space that they want. They want to serve good information on their search engine so people keep using it. But when it comes to people searching about products and things that they can make money on, they obviously want people to click their paid links. So that's my focus on that. That's my thoughts on that, if that makes sense.
Cool. Paul asked, how did you publish over 6,000 pages on the first two sites? That must have been a lot of cost.
Well, the third, so a lot of the stuff we we only published probably like 50 pages on the second on line number 2. Because we bought the site with a lot of pages. Yeah, site number 1, a lot of it is short content, like I said, and we've had it for like 4 years, so I know site number 1's been a lot of experimenting. I wrote a lot of the content, to be honest with you. A lot of it is short content. But yeah, I mean, it was probably kind of costly just because it was our first site and we didn't hit the nail on the head with everything. So the site's been around for a long time, since 2017 at this point. Wow. That's terrible. Not that it's terrible that so much time has passed.
GC asks what your backlink strategy is.
So for our dropshipping store, which is the main place I'm building backlinks for now, it has more of a professional touch to it. So, and we're willing to spend a lot of money on links. So Harrow is the way to go, I think. But for the other ones, we'll do more outreach, more, sort of sites that do like guest posts and whatever. So the standard stuff for these kind of sites, maybe I'll do more Harrow in the future. But for the open loop sites, I want a natural backlink strategy. Like I don't want to, focus. I like to let the backlinks kind of have been coming naturally, which is good, and I want to increase that.
Take. And lastly, he said, any recommendations for writers? Do you use a service or hire individually?
Actually, so I do hire individually, but I've been really enjoying, and I didn't like it at first. I was like kind of complaining about it at first, but I have been using writer access. So if you go to buildassetsonline.com/writer access, that's our affiliate link. If you want to use that, I would appreciate it. But it's actually, once you get the hang of it, it's actually really good because, I don't know, that like you can find writers on there pretty quick. The interface is pretty good. You can actually upload directly to WordPress, which I've been liking. So, it's got like Copyscape built into it, so it's really nice. And yeah, hiring someone full time. We do have writers full time, but or that we use off of a platform. But this is nice because I don't know. It's if you have a writer and they quit, you're kind of stuck, and you have to hire another writer. But this is more flexible, which I like, and I've been using it a lot. Kind of, especially in the past month, I really started to like it. So, buildassetsonline.com/writer access.
Cool. Well, we've gone on for quite a bit. What else is there to say? I mean, we laid it all out. We learned a lot, did a lot, and yeah. I mean, Joe, this is getting close to a 7-figure portfolio here.
Yeah.
If we think about 40x, I mean, not all these sites would get that individually, but I mean, we got. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know.
But Mike,
we're getting there.
We have so much other things going on in terms of the drop shipping, in terms of Build Assets Online, in terms of everything that everything that we did in the past few years. It's at the point where stuff needs to be removed, stuff needs to be organized, strategies need to be planned. So yeah, I feel, it's really nice, and I'm really happy that we've been able to do as well as we've done, and online business has been pretty life-changing, honestly. I when I first quit my job in 2015, I couldn't have predicted the results that we've gotten. I don't.
Of course.
Yeah, I didn't even dream or dare think that we could be where we're at. But yeah, we keep talking about this every episode. Now it's that time where we need to take a few steps back and start operating like a corporate entity in terms of getting everything organized. You got to put the green bean suits on.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't expect it to get to this point, so we couldn't have possibly known. You were just selling straws out of your garage.
Yeah. I mean, I remember we talked about some of our colleagues before this call and how they had. So some of our colleagues had complete disregard for their financials and thus messed things up along the way, because they weren't paying attention to how much they were spending or anything like that. And I feel like when we were first getting I've always had a good mental sense of that. And so we've always, at the end of the year, we'll look like, oh my God, we made a lot of money. QuickBooks showed you made a lot of money. We got a lot of money in our bank accounts, which is good. But I've never had a full, I think because we've had a mental sense of it, like an intuition to not let things get crazy. But we haven't had a good, an actual documentation of good information, if that makes, I don't know. Am I talking too much now? I don't know. I'll see you guys later.
I mean, basically you're just saying, we've tried to stay vigilant about what's coming in, what's going out, at a, intuitional level, just watching things, but we haven't had, a detailed data-driven breakdown of what we're doing month over month.
Yeah, and, we did it just so we could file our taxes correctly. So we know how much is coming in, how much is going out. But to be honest, I don't know how much I spent on site 1. I don't know how much I spent on site 2. I don't know how much we spent on our drop shipping stores. I know that we're making money at the end of the year. Profit's good, but we don't have enough data to make decisions. And we could keep going forward like this, I'm sure, but mentally it feels a bit messy.
Absolutely. Well, what else is there to say?
It's a beautiful day out. I think we're gonna go for a nice walk.
Yeah, let's get out of here. I've been in this basement for too long.
Yeah. The
And yeah,
parents' basement.
people are dropping off. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, it's very musty down here. So let's sign off. But yeah, Joe, if people want to learn how we do our SEO websites, I mean, it's something to sneeze at. These things are all basically running in the background. Joe is taking walks. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, they're much easier to sell. They're much easier to run. And yeah, I mean, if you can get it all. You can learn about one of those sites. Buildassetsonline.com/playbook. See how we run all of our portfolio of businesses, and then yeah, if you wind up on the inside, then you can start making these yourself. And when you link it up with the dropshipping store, Joe, magical things happen. But magical things are happening regardless with this. So I'm excited for what the future holds. And yeah, buildassetsonline.com/playbook, and
Yep.
take it easy.